Hey everyone, welcome back to BTG podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Scott. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Just pulled this stupid mic off my desk.
Impeccable timing.
Yeah, it's, nothing but being professional.
Mm-hmm.
Look how professional I am.
Well, it's a bit of a gloomy end of May.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is there, but it is a little chilly outside here in Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, it's gloomy and a little breezy, and I don't know it's in the low 70s, so it's not cold, but for May 31st, it's been a very, very mild intro to summer, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It has not been chilly at all.
You mean it hasn't been hot
warm, whatever. Dude, I'm ridiculous right now.
Because you're on that phone.
I'm not. I'm just trying to I'm trying to feel like my life's in order, and it doesn't feel like it's in order right now.
But yes, it is it's a gloomy introduction to summer usually, and by this time we're already struggling for our life, and it's just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I like it. Everyone always tells me I hate the heat, in case anyone wants to know. I think summer's the worst season of all seasons. It's miserable.
It's not that bad.
Awful. It's terrible. And all my friends will tell me, they're like, well, you just have to move out of the South then. I'm like, no. Why would I ever do that?
Right.
If I'm moving out of the South, it's because I'm going across the pond. I'm not going anywhere else in this country, let me tell you that. I'm a Southern girl raised in it. All right, y'all, I'm not leaving. But I will be miserable for the months of May to September.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I think you're crazy. Summer is great. It gets hot. It's hot in July. End of July and August is when it's hot
all the time in the summer.
No, it's not. You're
yes,
crazy.
It is.
You're crazy.
Our humidity is insane.
Yeah.
I like summer when it's not humid. That's why I always liked going to visit California, because it was warm, but it was perfect because it was hot, but there was no humidity. And so it was tolerable.
Yeah,
here the humidity sits in the air and it makes it intolerable.
So I will dispel the myths about Southern Cal. Yes, from the coast till about 10 to 15 miles inland, the weather is pretty decent. And by pretty decent, it's pretty damn perfect almost all year round. It's not all year though.
No.
But you go east of that and it gets hot. Like, people are like, oh, the weather. All the people that I know that I went to high school with, that I grew up with, pretty much live more than 15 miles inland. Many of them live way farther inland because, newsflash, that's the only place that they could afford to buy a house and live.
And barely.
Right? So, all of San Diego practically moved to Temecula and Murrieta and that whole area. And it's freaking hot. I mean, we would go, because your grandparents lived out there, your aunt and uncle lived out there. A bunch of my friends from high school lived out there, or still do. And there were times where we were there and I'd look at the thermometer in the car and it said it was like 116 degrees. So this whole myth that it's the best, they've got the best weather, it's bullshit. They have really good weather right near the coast. The problem is nobody can afford to live right on the coast, right? So But I
still never thought that Marietta and Temecula were that bad.
Oh, dude, hot as hell.
Well, I'm trying to find a picture. I remember taking a picture in me mom's old house where it had the forecast, and it was 116.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm trying to find it.
Everyone's like, how could you live there? It's so hot and humid. Dude, when it's hot and humid with a heat index here, when you put them together, it's 105 is hot. Holy shit. It's hot. But 115, 116 dry heat is just as hot, if not hotter, than 105 heat index heat. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're thinking. You're crazy. It's just, the problem is like no one can afford to live in a normal, like nice part of San Diego anymore because it's too expensive. Like the house I grew up in was only 1,700 square feet. It was 2 stories, 1,700 square feet. The Zestimate right now on Zillow, 1.3 million.
Yeah.
It's a 1,700 square foot 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that was built when we moved in when I was in 4th grade. So what are you, 9? So this house was built 42 years ago. 42 years ago. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,700 square feet, 1.3 million. And we were still like 10 miles from the ocean. I mean, you could see a little sliver of the ocean from my bedroom. But now that's all been built up anyways. I'm sure you can't see any of it. You know what I mean? So like nobody could afford. I mean, for perspective, our house is almost 4,000 square feet. Like our upstairs alone is bigger than the house that I grew up in, you know? And that's why we left. Everyone's like, how could you leave? The weather and this or that. And they're right, dude. The 70s, 80s, 90s, man, Southern Cal, I would put it up against anywhere on this planet as the best place to live, 100%. So if anybody's listening from San Diego, any of my friends or family, whatever from out there, you're right, 100%. Greatest place to live when I was growing up. Greatest, the weather was great. Now, dude, 1.3 million for a 42-year-old house. Are you kidding me? Like that's insanity. That's only 1,700 square feet. And the weather is not, so everybody has to move east. That's why Hemet, Temecula, Murrieta,
How did we go
Corona,
from weather to talking about financial?
Well, because you brought it up.
I brought up weather.
You brought up the weather and how that's why you loved
weather.
going out there. And it was friggin' hot as balls out there.
Well, I do have a picture. This is July 6, 2018 in Rancho Santa Margarita.
Right.
And there.
108.
At 5 p.m., which means it was even warmer before that.
Possibly.
It was 109 at 4 p.m. according to this.
Yeah.
So
it's like crazy.
Yeah, Rancho Santa Margarita. It was, I don't know, maybe it's because it was before the vasovagal really kicked in for me that it wasn't as bad. But yeah,
I think it's a perception thing. People just assume that the weather's great, but the reality is everybody had to move east, like you just showed. Rancho Santa Margarita, Tustin, all these places away from the ocean because you can't live in Del Mar or La Jolla or Encinitas or Newport Beach.
I do love Encinitas though.
Right. Or Newport Beach or Seal Beach or Huntington. Like I can name all these cities right on the ocean. Nobody can afford to live there unless you bought 50 years ago, like my parents bought that house in 1983, 1984. I think they bought that house for like $120,000. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny about this conversation right now?
What's that?
You're wearing a San Diego hat and an O'Neill shirt.
I know. Listen,
you're like the picture of a California dude right now.
I know. That's what I said. Like I am not arguing. So those people that are going to get defensive about California, I'm not arguing. Growing up there was the greatest thing in the world. Just living there now is not. It's a bunch of fake.
And you said before
lives on the ocean. No one.
Yeah, and you said before if it stayed as affordable as it was for when you were growing up, you probably would have never moved.
Yeah, I mean possibly. I mean politically it's definitely gone
away
from what my belief system is. But yeah, I mean, your mom and I lived in a 2-bedroom with a loft townhouse before we moved here. And so we left in 2007 and we were paying $2,400 a month in rent in 2007. Right. So like the cost of living, it was ridiculously high. Even back then, So
Yeah.
I mean, it was expensive. I mean, it still is. It's the most expensive place to live in this country. That's for sure.
Ooh, New York is close though.
I don't
Some of
know,
those
man.
tiny little covered apartments are
Yeah.
that rent.
But that's why everybody's leaving New York and California. Like, everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
And I'm not making fun of it. It is pure fact. Like, you can look at any article and show that
Well, and
the
it's
mass
sad.
exodus from
It's
those
sad
states.
too, because I remember in middle school, my friend that I went to London with, we used to dream about living in New York City and in an apartment. And back in 2017, when that was like our goal, yeah, it was still expensive, but it wasn't as awful as it is now. I mean, you look on Zillow at some of those apartments, it's insanity.
Yeah.
You don't even have a bathroom in your place, and it's like $3,000 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
I mean,
a shoebox. It's smaller than a dorm room. And you're paying $3,000 a month.
yeah. I mean, it was just, it was just crazy. Like, when we first moved here and people found out where we moved from, they'd be like, "Oh my God, why'd you leave?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, what you envision is what you see in movies and in TV and what you think of in the 80s and 90s, right? Like, it was great, fantastic." But when we left, like I said, our rent in 2007 was $2,400 because we couldn't afford to buy a townhouse because they were all 500,000 or more, even back then. And then, like, the gas prices. The average cost of regular self-serve gas in Orange County, California, ranged from $2.80 to $3.50 a gallon. We pay $3.50 a gallon right now where we live and people are flipping out because of
flipping out
because of the whole Iran conflict thing. But, like, we're talking almost 20 years ago. Think about how inflation has gone in 20 years. And you can just imagine, we were paying $3 a gallon for gas back then and $2,400. So, yeah, I mean, we left because of the cost of living primarily. We wanted you and your brother to have a way of life that we could afford to have and not be house
So they
poor.
moved us out to the sticks where there was nothing but a Food Lion.
That's not entirely true.
Okay, there was a Food Lion and a Walmart and a Dollar General.
No, the Walmart wasn't even there.
There, thank you. My point is,
Yeah.
they
It
go,
was
we wanted them to have a way of life, so we moved them to the middle of Bumfrick. And
Well, listen, you can look at it that way. I look at it
no,
as,
I am very grateful. I love my hometown. I
It's
have always
big
loved
now.
it. It's humongous now, and I don't like that. But
Exactly.
I liked growing up in a small town. So I was just making the joke
I
when
know.
you were like,
And it's
I wanted them to have some like fun in life. So we
Context.
didn't move them near the ocean.
no, couldn't
We
afford
moved
it.
them. We moved them to the middle of nowhere.
No, Charlotte.
You
is not
probably
the
could have
middle of
afforded.
nowhere.
You probably could have afforded Somerville back then.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we could have moved down there.
That was
but
near the coast. Yeah,
but the
I just
work
always.
was in
That's what always
Charlotte.
surprised me about you, is because you worked in a harbor, and you loved the ocean.
Right.
So that's what always surprised me about you, is that when you did make the move to the other coast, you didn't move to the coast.
Right. Well,
That always surprised me.
the work was in Charlotte, though. So
Yeah.
I was going to stay in the industry because a lot of those companies had corporate offices here in Charlotte. So they were even ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And so that's how we ended up here. Now Charlotte's the fastest growing city in the country, which I hate. It's so freaking big here now. It drives me crazy.
And the traffic. Good
Yeah,
Lord,
it's just
have
so
mercy.
crazy. So, like your Uncle Bob calls me, is like, you're like a, I think he called me like a prophet once or something like that. Cause he's like, you moved to Charlotte when nobody moved to Charlotte. Like, nobody moved here. Right. Like, and now it's the second biggest banking city in the country. It's about to become the first
Yeah.
because of New York keeps trying to do what they're doing with that psycho up there. And I said it. He's psychotic. If Mom Donnie keeps
stay on
trying
topic.
if he keeps trying to do what he's doing, man, we're going to be the number one banking city in the country, which makes us one of the biggest ones in the world. So with all that growth, comes opportunity, but it also comes like we have to be tolerant of all these freaking people here. But yeah, the weather, yeah, it says it's 71 degrees, mostly cloudy right now.
It's 67 here.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, and windy. It is so windy outside.
It is windy. But yeah, sorry, I did go off on a little bit of a financial thing.
You did.
But that's because you brought up going to California. That's because you brought up California and going to the weather. I know.
I never once did I bring up financial situations.
I know, but then I went into the weather's only nice next to the coast. And people forget, like, California's a huge state. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's like this tiny little sliver of good weather. Because if you get up to central, even the north coast, it's freezing. Like, people don't realize how cold San Francisco is. It's freezing.
Yeah, it's chilly
all year. Like, it's always cold there. But it's gorgeous. It's kind of a little bit crappier now, but it is one of the prettiest cities. It used to be one of the prettiest cities on the planet, in my opinion. But it's cold. Like, you go there in the summer and you're like, all right, I'm putting on a sweatshirt and jeans. And, so people have this misconception of what the weather's like. It's not great unless you're right on the coast in Southern Cal, which made it the greatest place to grow up in. I wish it could be like that again. Or
up in wine country. I've heard wine country is really pretty.
It's very pretty, but it's not warm. It's not, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not hot.
Yeah. It gets hot in the valley, but anyway, no, it was a great place to grow up. Holy crap. I wouldn't trade it for the world. You could be at the beach, you could be at the mountains. That's kind of what I like about here, because the beach is 3 hours away, 3.5, and the mountains are 2.5. So we do have the ability to go to both, just like down there. He's not your uncle, Todd. He's my cousin. What does that make him to you? Nothing? Nothing.
I always called him Uncle Todd.
Okay, so Todd,
because it just makes it easy, when you're a kid and there's a bunch of grown-ups. Okay, right. Well, I know he's related to Dad, so that's my uncle.
Right. Yeah. Uncle Todd, your Uncle Todd and I lived together for a while, and it was awesome. We would get up and get on the road at like 6 a.m. and drive up to the mountains and go snowboarding. So we would get our lift tickets because the mountain opened at 8. Get up there by 8, get your lift ticket, and snowboard, just charge it for 4 hours. And then if you turned your ticket in before 12:30, then they gave you like a, I don't know, $10, $15 discount for your next ticket or something like that. So we would do that constantly, and then we'd hop in the car at 12:30. We'd be back home in Oceanside or Vista or wherever we were living. And we'd drive the 10, 15 minutes and go surf or be in the water in the evening. There's very few places on earth that you can do that, and it was great. It was fan-freaking-tastic. Now, it would take us not just 2 hours to get the mountains, it would probably take us 4 because of the traffic out there. And then you couldn't do that. And then you can't park at the beach anymore because you have to buy, I don't know, an annual parking pass, or you got to get charged for everything. And most of the easy access places have all been, demolished and developed, and, it's just different, but man, I'll tell you what, growing up there, it was awesome. Shoot, your mom and I graduated high school from there. Your mom was born and raised SoCal.
She was. Well, you were basically.
I know. I tell everybody I was born and raised in San Diego when I meet people, when they ask me where I'm from originally.
You shouldn't admit where you were born.
I have no shame. I have no emotional ties to it, but we moved to California when I was like 6 months old because your pop-up, my dad was a visionary. He was a computer guy even before
he was a prophet.
Before there was even computers to be a part of, and so we moved to California because in the 70s, especially in the mid 70s, the only computer jobs, IT jobs you could get was in California. So yeah, that's how we ended up out there, and basically born and raised there. We lived in Houston for a brief time when I was, I think, 3 or 4. But then we moved back. So yeah, a great place to grow up. Speaking of graduation, since I said it, it's graduation season. And
Yeah, it is.
everybody's graduating. Last day of school already happened for those of us around here. And the graduation parties and all that kind of stuff. Your brother's a senior in high school now, which is just unfreaking believable.
It is insane.
But yeah, it's crazy, you know, like so around here they didn't book the Coliseum, so they do the graduations at the college out here, Winthrop University, a really good school. But they forgot, the Fort Mill School District forgot to book the venue for Saturday, which is when they usually do graduations. So they did them Friday. And we were at a graduation party yesterday, and they loved it. They're like, I actually liked it on Friday, because then you have the whole weekend to do
the whole weekend.
you do
Yeah.
a graduation party Saturday or whatever. And that's one thing that's weird for me, and I don't know how it is everywhere else, but when we graduated high school, first it was like June 20th, I think was my graduation date. And it's May 31st today, as we're recording this. And then, but it was at like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So everybody had their graduation parties during the day.
Yeah.
Before you went to graduation, you know? So like my parents had my mom's whole family there, because my mom was one of 7. So a huge group. And then, but I would get in the car and I would drive over to my friend's house, or, you know, and say, hey. And so we were constantly just running around. It wasn't like I just stayed at my house and it was like, hey, Scott's graduating, and I just sat there all day with the family. Like we went all over the place as friends, like just people popping in, we'd pop in at other places. And then like at 4:30 we had to go, because we had to be at the school by 5 so we could get all ready, you know? So it was like, it was just way different. Now the parties go like the weekend before, the weekend of, the weekend after.
Yeah.
Like they're spread out.
I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, but I have never understood graduation parties before graduation day. I'm sorry. Because you haven't graduated. What are you celebrating yet?
Right.
Like, there's nothing to celebrate yet. You have not graduated. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense in my brain. It's not like you don't have your wedding reception before the ceremony, because you're not married yet. You know, like that's just kind of how my brain works. But we had my graduation party like 2 weeks after graduation, because there were so many graduation parties that were just, I was bamboo. You guys would be like, what are you doing today? I'm like, oh, well, I have like 7 graduation parties to go to today. It was a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's weird. I always get very nostalgic this time of year because I've graduated. And because, you know, senior year is the best year of high school, no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't miss high school, but I miss senior year. Contrary to popular belief, and I know a lot of people will even hear me say this and be like, whatever. I did not have the easiest time in high school when it came to social aspects. I've been told post-grad that I was in like the group. That group, y'all, was great for high school. Looking back on it, there was a lot of toxic behavior going on. But it was a lot of fun, and that group made it a lot of fun my senior year. There are some memories from my senior year that I will look back on forever, very, very happy. But I do get weirdly nostalgic because, like I've talked about before, from the ages of 18 to 23, there's a lot of change. So it's really nice to look back on, but I'm also like, I don't even recognize that anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, it's almost like an out-of-body experience. Like, no, I was there. I can remember what happened, but, like, that's not me. You know? Like, it's very weird. So I get very nostalgic about my senior year of high school around this time of year. My best friend and I, actually, like 2 weeks ago, no, it's the end of May. Earlier this month, before they left for the summer, we rewatched my senior video. And we just sat there and talked about it. And we were like watching and we were like, oh my gosh, like blah, blah, blah. And we are like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant now. And it's like, we've only been graduated for like 3 years. And already some people are married, some are engaged, some are pregnant. Like, it's just insane how much change you go through. Mm-hmm. And I've always said that everyone prepares you for going into college, but no one prepares you for your early 20s. And those are two very different things to be prepared for. Yeah. And so, you know, everyone's like, get ready for your freshman year of college, when in reality, they're only talking about moving in. Yeah. And then after that, they're like, good luck. Yeah. No one tells you how to prepare for your early 20s. And it is just whack.
Yeah.
It's whack. It's whack. Every time I see someone else get in a relationship, I'm like, I'm never getting married. We're 21.
Right.
Like, I got to calm down.
Yeah.
I got to calm down. But it's just weird. And graduation day was a lot of fun. I got up early and I went to my best friend at the time's house and we got ready together because we got ready for our senior pictures before the school year even started together. So we did that. And then I came back to the house and ran around because my best friend and I got a little too talkative and I was started to run late because my boyfriend at the time texted me. He's like, I'm heading to your house in 20 minutes. I hadn't even left my best friend's house to do the things that I needed to do back at my house. And I was like, oh no. Mm-hmm. But I remember getting back and pictures and running around. And then my boyfriend came and picked me up. And then we went to graduation and I was just so happy. And at graduation, I was sitting next to a girl that had betrayed me. And I had not liked her every day since. But at graduation, we were sitting directly next to each other. You would have thought she was my bestest friend in the world. Because you know what? I just didn't care anymore. Right. I was like, we're graduating. Like, what you did was really shitty, but like, we can ignore that because we've done it.
Right.
And it was just the most fun. And it's also a very surreal moment because I think I blacked out when I went on stage. I don't remember walking the stage. Yeah. I remember everything leading up to it. And then I remember like it was our turn to walk and I was like, holy shit. And then I just blacked out. Mm-hmm. And it's weird.
Yeah, it's
really strange.
It is. And as you get older,
strange. Yeah, it's strange to look back on that and realize like I will never be a teenager again. Like, that's weird. And I still don't like, in certain ways, I don't feel like a teenager because teenagers will come into the restaurant and I'll be like, good God, was I really that annoying?
You were.
But okay, calm down. But you said I was a pretty tame teenager.
You were, but you were still a teenager. I mean, yeah, I see you, and you have that throughout your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember. As the older and older I get, the less and less obviously you remember, right? So yeah, because you replace those memories with new ones, you know. So like, I remember being very happy to graduate high school. I remember it being a great day. The weather was, ironically, after all that talk, the weather was perfect.
My weather was god awful.
It was freezing cold was like and raining.
55 degrees and pouring rain.
Freezing.
So cold.
In May. So once again, another year that summer started late. But and I remember my family being there, and so, you know, obviously I don't know how everyone does it out there, but at the time we graduated right in our football stadium because I went to a very big school. I don't know, 3,000-4,000 people, 3,500. I can't even remember, but our graduating class was hundreds.
Yeah, ours was 250.
Yeah, yours was in the 200s. Mine was in like the 400s or 500s, maybe 600s, 700s. I honest to God,
graduation.
I can't remember because Rancho Bernardo High School opened my sophomore year in high school. So I am not kidding you. I think we probably had 800 kids in each class. Like, we were a 3,000 plus student body. So when I said 500, I think I was way low. I think we were more like 800. But anyway, we did it outside, and so all the families sit in the football stands. You know what I mean? So there was no limited tickets or anything like that because our stadium was pretty big, and you've seen pictures of it. If anybody wants to look it up, Mount Carmel High School in San Diego, California. That's where I graduated. And it was in the evening, you know what I mean? So like, I remember that, but like the details of the day in, day out, like I don't remember getting up. I don't remember walking across the stage. I did fake tripping down the ramp, and people laughed because I was just a dumbass.
Because you were the class clown, man.
I was not. I was never voted that. It was, I think it was Scott Schoenwald was voted class clown.
That must be a Scott thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't remember. And then we had grad night that night. So that's another thing that they did back then that they don't do now, is you'd have grad night. So we had a whole thing set up at the school where it's all night long. Like it was like a carnival. We had rides and rooms
my God, it's
were
like Grease.
decorated. It really, like, I'm serious. Like it was. And then before me, they used to have grad night at Disneyland. So you'd hop on a bus and drive the hour and a half north to Disneyland, and you had to be dressed like nice, like semi-formal. But they closed down the park all night for certain high schools, and so you'd have the whole reign of Disneyland overnight and stuff. So
That's
like,
so dope.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember saying bye to my parents to go to graduation, right? I was like, all right, I'll see you guys there. And then, of course, I saw them, and everybody comes down, and you take pictures, and you're taking pictures with everybody, just like...
Take pictures forever.
Forever, right? And then I don't think I saw my parents for like 2 more days, because we went out, then we went to grad night, and then the next day... you go to the beach, and then you go, then you're spending the night somewhere. And so it was a couple days, and I come trudging in all freaking like hungover, but not hungover because I was just tired, because we just went for like 48 hours straight of very, very little sleep, So I remember that, but details I don't. I replaced the details with like yours and what that day was like and what your graduation party was like here. And, those details get replaced as you get older with your new family's details. You know what I mean? Not new family, but.
Well, it's funny. I even still remember 8th grade graduation. I remember the dress. I remember the wedges that I wore. Those wedges hurt. And I remember it because, that morning everyone's just visiting every teacher, and, there's no structure because why would there be? And so I was hanging out in she wasn't even my English teacher, but she was next door neighbors to my homeroom. So I loved going in there because she always had books for me to read.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out in there with like a few people, and I took my shoes off, and I was just standing barefoot on her carpet because I was like, God, why did I let mom convince me that I should wear heels? And then I had to go stand on risers. I didn't even get to sit down. I stood on risers because I was in chorus.
Oh, yeah, because you had to sing.
So I stood on risers through the entirety of graduation. I didn't even get to sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. That was a long... And then I sobbed my eyes out because all of my best friends were going to Fort Mill High School. And I was going to Catawba. It was my boyfriend at the time, who I had through high school. We were going to Catawba, and my best friend that I went to London with and my childhood other friend, they both were going to Fort Mill. And that was like our group at the time. So we were splitting in half. I sobbed, and then I cried because I had a crush on my 8th grade social studies teacher, and I didn't want to leave him. And I took a picture with him, and it's one of my greatest accomplishments. But I cried my eyes out. Versus high school graduation, I didn't shed a damn tear.
Yeah.
Did not shed one single tear. I was so ready to be done. I was giddy.
Yeah.
And Heather was there.
Yeah, my sister was there.
My Aunt Heather was there. We went to lunchish.
Yeah, because
my graduation got out at a weird time.
Well, that's what
it was
everybody.
Like 3.
Yeah, everybody, for people out here, So the local high schools all have them in the same arena, like I said, at the Winthrop Coliseum. And so they're at 10, 2, and 6, and they rotate them. So one year you're 10, then the next year your school will be at 2, and so on and so forth. So yours was at 10? It was at 2?
Yeah, we got out at like 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let me check my sources.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I thought yours was at 10, but
no, I think it was the middle one because I wanted 10, and Mom was like, "No, you should be grateful you don't have that."
Well, this
like, no,
year's
I
was
wanted
at
that one.
This year's it was at 2 for your high school.
Yeah, 3 years. So that sounds about right.
6, 10. Yeah, so maybe it was 2 o'clock. So because they do all 3 schools within 4 hours, it is no joke quick. Like there is no, it's like an hour and a half tops. Hour and a half. They go through the entire graduation ceremony, and then they tear everything out that's, green and gold for Catawba Ridge, and then they put up black and red for NAFO, and then they tear that down and put up blue and yellow for Fort Mill. Like they bust it out all in one day.
Yeah, mine was at 2 because
Okay.
I have a picture from after that is 3:13.
Okay. So, but literally from after. So at 3:13, we were already outside of the Coliseum, done taking pictures. Like it's so fast. It's so efficient.
Yeah.
And
Mine was also
it's
really
all done
fast
in one
because-
place. Whereas
One
like where
place.
I grew up, we all did it in our own locations. I don't know how they do it out there now. I don't know who the hell knows what they do, but that's where it was way different.
Yeah, ours was fast too, though, because our
just
class
said.
was so small. Our class was the smallest out of the 3 high schools. We only had 250.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the
ours went
graduation
by-
party that we went to yesterday, the dad said they were done in an hour and like 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's still like this. And AI does the name announcing now. So apparently
That's lame. I
Well,
don't like that.
apparently your mom said that every student logs in with a QR, records their name, and then it converts it into AI announcing it. That way people's names don't get jacked up. So that, the principal or the AP up there isn't going, John Schaflucken Blogger, like they're not messing up some last name because the kid pronounces it and then AI then reads it. So
I think that if they're going to have the kid record it, they should just have it play.
yeah, maybe.
Why do we have to use AI?
I don't know.
Get AI out of here. I'm over it. Everything's with AI now. Get it out. If you're going to have the kid record it, then just have it be a little cute moment where like a kid picture pops up of them while they walk and then they read their own name out.
Well, then you
Or
can
if
design
yeah.
it.
If we're going to do that, then maybe they pick like a parent or somebody that meant something to them.
Then
and
you
have
can
them read it
design
out.
the next one. Why don't you?
Yeah, I'm going
lobby
to
and sell
actually
it?
yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that because Mom works at one of the high schools and they all know me so well. I'm there so much that they walked walked by me the other day when I was visiting home. They didn't even recognize I was there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to advocate that because get AI out. No more. No more.
That's funny. So, yeah, graduation. It's 3 years for you, 1 year for until your brother goes through it, and then
It's crazy.
I'm 33 years. 33 years ago I graduated high school. Is that right? 1993, 2023 is 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 33 years ago. Oh
Mom was
my
what
goodness.
then? 36?
Yeah.
No one tell her we just brought that up. She'll be pissed.
Well, I think I've said it before. Your mom's 3 years older than I am, so
Yeah, she graduated 90.
yeah, she did.
It's kind of a peak time to graduate too, because now you're in your 20s in the 90s, which were like really fun.
Dude, I'm telling you, growing up, when I grew up, where I grew up was the best. The 80s and 90s,
I know.
the best. They'll never be duplicated. They were the best.
I think I've told you before too, when I've told my friends, I'm like, whenever my parents complain about anything from their 20s, I shut it down immediately. They grew up, they were in Southern California in the 80s and the 90s, and they were in their 20s in the 90s. I'm like, I don't want to hear anything
It
from
was pretty
them.
good.
I don't want to hear anything. The minute mom's like, but I had 2 jobs. I'm like, you still had fun.
Yeah.
Because all you talk about is how much fun you had.
We did. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Not that I don't have fun here. However, my availability of fun is a lot less than y'all's availability of fun.
It depends on what you're into. You know what I mean? Like, we never grew up with lake life, and you live on your apartment's literally on a lake. And
Yeah, but it only means something if you know someone who has a boat.
yeah, but
I don't know anyone who has a boat.
well, then go find someone that has one.
Yeah, I'm going to post on Facebook. Help wanted. Friend with boat.
Anybody have a boat?
That'll go real far.
Go. It's just different.
No,
you know, like,
you really just have to hope one of your friends start talking to a guy whose family has a boat. That's what you really have to hope
or
for.
you talk to a guy. I mean, you know, there is you, but
It's not going very well.
it was just different back then. It's just different.
Yeah.
I mean, it was awesome, and I wish it could be just as cool now as it was back then, but people can say that about everything, you know? So,
Yeah.
I'm sure for our parents, or like for your grandparents growing up in Southern California in the 60s and 70s was probably pretty damn fun too. You know what I mean? So who knows?
Well, if people remember it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well,
With the drugs that were going on in the 60s. Although there's a TikTok trend right now that I think you'd find funny. It's couples like in their 20s, and the whole thing is like approach me like it was a club in the 80s.
mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because the guys take it so seriously. Like there's and so many of them, they pretend to like snort cocaine, or they'll like have flour on the table, so they'll just like smack their face, and then they start doing the like and like moonwalk up to the girl. It's so funny. And it's oh my gosh,
funny.
I'm gonna have to try to find it, and I'll send it to you. Well, I'll
Yeah.
send it to Mom, who can show you because you're anti-TikTok.
Yeah, I just don't, I don't know if I'm anti. I just don't have it.
Yeah.
So,
But it's so funny, and every time I see that, it makes me giggle.
that's funny. Yeah, it's different. I mean, it was a good time. Growing up there was fun, but you know, it was just the added bonus of being in Southern Cal because we had the beach and stuff. But you know, I know a lot of people that grew up that are my age that grew up in other parts of the country, and they had the whole 80s thing. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
So you know, we had the combination, which was great. But yeah, and then so yeah, graduation, and then you brought it up. It's your parents' anniversary today. So by the time this airs, it'll be.
Well, I brought it up
4
off
days
of
ago.
camera.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said it right before we started.
Oh shit. Well, guess
But
what?
it's my parents' anniversary today.
I'm off my game today. I'm telling you, like, I don't know why. I'm not hungover. I'm not anything. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know where
It's
I'm
okay,
going.
Dad.
I don't know
if
where
you
I'm
wanted
doing.
to talk about yourself,
I
you
don't
could
know
have
where
just
I'm
said
going.
so.
I'm like Tommy Boy. I don't know where I
brought
am. I don't know where I'm going.
You brought it up. Yeah, off camera.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize that. What
We
an
hadn't
idiot.
even started yet.
I didn't even see. I didn't know. Yeah.
But yes, my parents' anniversary.
Yeah. Crazy. 23 years.
The old farts.
23 years. Unbelievable. This day was a crazy day 23 years ago. So, yeah.
We're in
it
Vegas.
Goes, yeah, it goes fast. It goes so fast. Holy cow. But, yeah, we were in Vegas. So, for others to know, your mom was married for a very brief time before me.
Do you get her clearance to share this?
I don't think she hides it.
Okay.
Well, before you post it, you can make sure. But
We'll ask her.
yeah, we'll ask her. But
Let me call her, put her on the record right now.
so we were tasked with paying for our wedding on our own because her parents had already done that once. And the year that we got married was her sister's same year. They got married in, I don't know, August or September, and we got married in May. So
In that creepy place.
Yeah. And so obviously, because they had already done it once, they had not done it for your Aunt Susie. So Susie got what she deserved, and we were
Fair arrangement.
Yeah, we were tasked with affording our own. So as we were pricing stuff out, it was so freaking expensive, man. Like a DJ was like $1,500 in 2003, and venues were expensive and flowers and transfer. So when you start adding it all up, we were like, there's no way we're going to be able to afford this like this, So we started researching stuff, and, we were like, well, what if we just go get married in Vegas? Because what people may not know is, and I don't know how it is now, but a lot of the major resorts would have weddings that you could have in their hotels. And so they were full wedding packages. So your mom and I settled on the Flamingo Hilton, and it was fantastic. So we got 3 nights. Part of the package was 3 nights of a hotel room, the flowers, the photographer. You got a limo for a day. You had a reception and the ceremony, right? So all of that, and it was like $4,000. It was so cheap. It was so freaking cheap. And then, so what we did is we decided, and by the way, 2 of those 3 nights, maybe it was 4 nights, but 2 of the nights was in their suite. And the suite was like 2,800 square feet. Now, at the time, your mom and I were living in like a 500 square foot, 1-bedroom apartment in Irvine. So like 2,800 square feet was gigantic, and it still is big. Can you imagine a hotel room almost 3,000 square feet? I mean, it was like The Hangover,
Oh my
and
God,
so,
I love that movie.
So what we did is we decided to spend a full week there. So they gave us the 4 nights. We paid for 3 additional. And we just invited our friends and family, since, Vegas is only a 4-hour drive from Southern California, depending on where you are. And then it was easy to fly in and out if you were out.
It's like driving to Savannah.
Yeah. So we're like, listen, we're going to get married here. You're more than welcome to join us. We're going to be there for a week. You can come in whenever you want. And that's what we did. It was so much fun. And then my parents were gracious enough to throw in some money so we had a little bit of like a cocktail reception. So it wasn't a full like wedding reception where we had, the DJ, the venues and the DJs and the open bars and dinner and all that. We didn't do all that, but we did at McCormick and Schmick's, which is a really nice restaurant. We had appetizers and our cake, and there was a DJ, and it was just, and then after that we were like, we changed and we said, we're going out to party. You can come with us or not. And so we did, and it was so much fun, but it was like $4,000. It was like as much as what the DJ and the flowers would have cost us, just those 2 things, if we tried to do it in Southern California. So
that's going to be just the flowers now.
Oh, if that, I bet you it's probably not even just the flowers anymore, but, and it was, it was hot, but we got married in the gardens at the Hilton, at the Flamingo, beautiful, lush tropical gardens. And they had a gazebo, and we had over 100 people at our wedding. I mean, it turned out.
And you only had one bridesmaid and groomsman, correct?
No. So your mom only had one bridesmaid. Because like I said, in her first one, she had the whole thing. And then
the whole thing.
I had 4. So I had my best man, my brother-in-law, Todd, and then Noel. So
how did the walking go then? Did they just all individually?
No. So like the guys walk like the moms. So like because your mom's parents are divorced, right? So one of them walked stepmom, mom, and then my mom,
and then I'm Noel and Rachel.
And then Rachel and Ben, because Ben was the best man in my wedding. So, so yeah, that's how we did it. So yeah, 23 years ago. lifetime ago. It's crazy.
Well, you've got time to save it for my wedding because it is nowhere on the horizon.
Well, remember though, like this is where it's weird, and maybe we'll talk about this next time. Maybe this is a good topic, like to end on this and to feed into next week's. But what's so weird about life is no matter as a parent or as a person, right? You grow up and you do things and you make your mistakes and you do all this stuff. And then you're like, I don't ever want my kids to have to go through that, whatever that is, right? Like whatever it is. But then out of nowhere, like repeats it. Some aspects of life are inevitable to repeat. So like, it's really odd that there are certain things that you and your brother go through that I went through. And I'm like, but we tried to prevent that from happening. So like when I was your age, I was single as it could be. Like single.
Oh God, yeah. I'm so single.
Like I had just moved to LA and I had zero confidence in my ability to talk to women when I moved up there. Cause I mean, you know, we're talking the mid 90s. The women in LA were unbelievably attractive. And I just had zero self-esteem enough to be like, I don't care, you know? And so I was single. And then when I moved back at 25. I moved back to San Diego, still single as I could be. And I remember being 25 going, I guess I'm just never going to get married. I'm going to be like, it is what it is. Because, you know, my sister, your aunt, got married at like 22, I think. 23 maybe. I know I was under 21 when my sister got married. So maybe she got married at 24. Maybe it was 24. And so I was like, I'm 25. My sister was already married. And I don't even have a girlfriend, you know? So it's like I went through all that. And never in a million years did I think you would be in that same boat right now. But you kind of are, right?
It's not for a lack of confidence. I am very confident in myself as a person. I just know what I want. And so I don't have the patience to go through a bunch of frogs before I find my prince. I already went through 2 frogs. That's enough.
Oh, you might have to go through
I'm
more.
just being patient.
Yeah.
No, it's not. And that's what like mom says. She's like, it's not that you can't. She goes, you're just not observant. My mom came to visit and she took my best friend and I out to the bar and we had a great time, had a few drinks all together. And at the end of the night, my best friend and I were joking about how no men came up and how we were telling my mom, like, this is how it is. This is how it always is. No one approaches girls. And so therefore girls don't want to approach dudes. But she was like, y'all just were not looking. She's like, I saw about 8 men for each of you that were looking both of y'all's way. And y'all just had no idea. And so it's not that I can't, and I know that I can be charming because I make people laugh. I don't know how, but I do. And so it's not that I can't. It's just that I don't know. It'd be nice though. I'm really, really single though, Dad. Like it's even on another level with nowadays with phones and stuff. I don't even have a man in my phone. I have no man texting me besides Ryan, which is my brother. Like well, I don't have. It is. I don't have.
It's weird. Like
anyone.
Well, it's just weird, right? Because certain things that you either plan or don't plan are destined to repeat themselves, even if you try not to, right? So, like you had a boyfriend from 8th grade through high school.
7th.
Your mom had a boyfriend all through high school, right? So you guys were very similar, and then they broke up, and your mom she dated a bunch of people around your age, and that makes it sound bad. That's not what I mean. She just didn't have a very serious. She had like one other serious boyfriend after high school that was worth anything, and she had a good time, you know. And then me, I didn't have a serious girlfriend in high school at all. I mean, I had a couple, like one or two. And then it was, and I was fine, and that's kind of how your brother is too, right? Like,
Yeah.
So it's so weird that you repeated what your mom did in high school. Your brother's repeating what I did in high school, even though it's unplanned. We never talked. It's not like we raised you to be like, hey, I want you to have a boyfriend all through high school, and I want you to not have a girlfriend all through high school. You know what I mean? Like it didn't, it's not like it was intentional, but it's like, that's what I mean by it's so crazy how it reciprocates even when you don't want it to.
Yeah.
Or you don't plan on it. Or
I had the boyfriend all through high school, and then I had the rebound after that relationship. And then I've been dead single ever since.
You're crazy.
It's been over 2 years since I've had a
boyfriend. I get it.
I haven't even had a boyfriend. I haven't had anything of substance. It's just been like, oh yeah, I've been kind of texting with this guy. No, never mind. No more. Like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like Rapunzel from Tangled. I'm just like, I'm all alone in this tower. I'm like, maybe someday.
it all works out though. That's the crazy part, like it all works out. It's crazy.
And I'm going to be patient because I'm a lot. I got a lot of personality. I've got a lot of weird quirks that you're just going to have to be okay with.
Well, yeah, that's why you find the person that you're supposed to. I mean, when I met your mom, it was, she was going through a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any of it. So all I knew is that this married woman was coming to be the new restaurant manager as I was the bar manager. And I was pissed because the restaurant manager was my buddy, Danny. So he and I would work and then go out all the time. And I was like, well, now who the heck am I going to hang out with? Like, married chick, great. Like, that's exactly what I need, And so, but unbeknownst to me, behind the curtain, she was going through what she was going through to end that all. And
mom loves a good time, so I know she went out with y'all.
Well, not at first. It was tough to break into our group. We were a bit snobby. We were pretty cool, We're not going to just let anybody come and hang out. And so
that's normal with restaurants, though. There's the cliques.
I know. And then she finally was like, I don't even remember. She'll remember. I can't remember if she said, well, where are you guys going? Or if
she did.
Okay. And then I think
she told me the first time she was like, I just invited myself. She's like, I had to, or I wasn't going to make friends.
Yeah. But I think Rachel was like, oh, we're going across the street or whatever. I don't even really remember. But yeah, I mean, I was 25 and I had nothing serious going on at all until, and then even when I met your mom, like I said, it wasn't like we just were like, oh, we like each other. It was just we worked together. And then once her stuff was done, then it grew organically from friendship to more. But
you had a crush on her.
She actually had the crush on me. I didn't have a crush on your mom because mentally I didn't think, you know what I mean? Like you're like,
yeah.
Like you see a girl,
yeah,
and
it's
she's
like
got
when your friend.
Yeah, you see a girl with a boyfriend, you're like, you can tell your buddy, damn, dude, your girlfriend's like, nice job. But you're not looking at her that way. I mean, some people do, and then they get in trouble.
Right. Like that's what I always say. I'm like, I can admire your partner, but they're so off limits to me. That's why I'll never understand like my best friend got with my boyfriend thing. Cause I'm like, no, he's an attachment of her.
Right.
Like in my brain, I'm like, that's her pet.
Yeah.
Like, that's not
So as your mom tells the story, she told Rachel one night that she had a crush on me, I think. And somehow that got back to me, and it's been, she said, and then I think the next day after I heard about it, I think the next day your mom was like, you look good with facial hair. And I've had a goatee or some form of facial hair. every single
Smart
day
man.
since. So
Smart man.
26 years I've had facial hair.
Early investment.
So ridiculous.
That's called smart investments,
Yeah.
y'all.
Well, listen, it worked, I
No,
guess.
I have a crush. Mom just said no.
Huh?
And I have a crush, but Mom said I can't.
Oh. Well, I don't want to know. If your mom said no, I don't want to know.
I'll tell you why. It's nothing bad, but I'll tell you why off camera.
Okay. Now you know everyone's
that
going to
we
comment.
can't share.
Everyone's going to comment going, why the hell aren't you telling? So
It's a mystery crush, y'all.
anyway, well, maybe next week. So last week we talked a lot about how religion impacted our lives and what our beliefs.
Yes.
And I don't know. It didn't resonate with a lot of viewers, I guess. Maybe that's too serious of a topic. I don't know.
Well, we
Maybe
talked
it's the
about
end of summer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or the beginning of summer, so people weren't, or committed.
a lot of
to
people
it,
are on
or-
vacation.
Yeah, but anyway, this week we fumbled from weather to cost of living to graduations.
You fumbled.
And then How I Met Your Mom. So maybe next week we'll talk a little bit more about life repeating itself.
Yeah.
Because there's more to it, like watching your brother go through what he went through with soccer at school this year. I went through that at the club
I went through
level.
that.
You went through it. It's just weird how, like, I think about this often when you think about generational change. It's very few people that change the course of their family tree so drastically, right? Like an example, and like I said, well, let's talk about this next week about how this works, because it really is fascinating to me now that you and your brother are older, and I see you guys' paths going along some of the same paths that your mom and I had, even though we raised you in a way that was way different than we were raised. We moved to a place that was way different than when we were raised, but some of those same pathways are like, it's almost like they're destined or rooted to be repeated. And so then that parlayed into me thinking about, well, that's pretty true for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's very few people where it changes. And the one person, even though I was a fan, I'm not a fan anymore, but Howard Stern is an example of changing the course a little bit. But then even then, his dad was in radio. His dad was a radio engineer in the 50s and 60s and 70s, and so he still had that radio tie, but he did something so far above, you know what I mean? And so, but then you think about certain things and you're like, oh, well, their dad played basketball, or their dad was a professional at this, or their mom was an actress and now they are, like there's so many stories.
Nepo babies.
Yeah, there's so many stories where it follows, whether it was intentional or not. And then there's so few that don't follow. And then being a parent watching you and your brother, there's certain pathways you guys are following, and it's like, oh, this is a trip, So maybe that's what we'll chat about next week.
I'm breaking the pathway.
Yeah,
My soulmate's in London.
So. I hope so. I think you and your brother both are destined to break it. It's just whether or not you guys.
My man is either Scottish, Irish, or British.
Doesn't have to be over there.
I feel it in my bones.
We have people here that are from that.
Not enough. We don't live in we don't have enough for me to.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we should probably wrap this up.
Yes.
So,
Ugh.
Good times. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the anniversary well wishes. Yeah, 23 years. Time keeps on going. Like we've said,
time marches on.
We're in this weird phase where we're kind of transitioning our relationship from being kid-centric to us-centric now, and that's crazy, but we're figuring it out, and we genuinely still enjoy talking to each other and hanging out, so I guess that's a good thing. And
off to a good start.
Yeah, that's a good place to be, I guess. And then
I'll see you guys in like literally a day.
Yeah, you're coming back up here.
Yeah, for my good friend's 21st.
That'll be cool.
So
it'll be good to see you.
Yes.
So with that, happy start to summer, everybody. Congrats to any graduates, whether it's high school or college or 8th grade or 5th grade or whatever commencement ceremonies you all have coming up. Congrats. It's noteworthy. It's a life event, so enjoy it. And then thanks for listening, watching, sharing, liking. We did gain a few more followers this past week, which is good. And we'll just keep trying to find topics that are unique to talk about when you're a daughter and a dad. And if you guys have any topics, bring them up, chat them to us, comment. And otherwise, it's summertime. Summer. You should layer in that song.
We're so annoying
when you edit.
We'll get copyrighted, Dad.
I know.
All right, yo. Well, thanks again. Like my dad said, everything already. Treat people with kindness, and we will see y'all next Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see you guys
next
Thursday.
See you Sunday.
Yeah.
See everyone else Thursday. All right, y'all.
See ya.
Peace out.
Whoop.